Good afternoon, guys. I wanted to go over some things that were not touched in the other video that a few people were asking about. First off is the 35s. What trimming did I do? There's no lift kit. There's no level kit. You could probably raise the front about an inch to make it, look a little better, but I ain't worried about it. And I wanted to fit in my garage, and I have about an inch clearance and car washes, so it's nice to still do all that and keep the truck in for the winter in the garage. I did the lifts in the younger days, and those kind of get old. So here's the on the rear, there's an inner fender liner. Behind this right here, there is a bracket that you just delete. You just take it off and throw some screws to pull that fender liner tighter back there. I could probably put some zip ties or something to make it even tighter. It barely rubs just when I do full turn all the way. So I never really rub too much, because I'm not turning that sharp. The front, if you've noticed, the ZR2s have a cutout already to run a little bit bigger of a tire. If you had a Trail Boss or like an RST or, your Sierra or something, you would have to do a little more trimming. On this one, I did about a 1/4 inch right down here. Once I had the tire rubbed up against it and just followed the tire down, it was probably about, like I said, a 1/4 inch, and I didn't use a grinder. I just used like a multi-tool with a little metal bit on it, and it trimmed it up pretty easy and pretty clean. So that's basically all I had to do to run these 35s, and they're 20 by 10s or 22 by 10s, so they're a little wider, but they still clear. One other thing I wanted to show you is in the rear. There's nothing you have to do with that to run 35s. The ZR2s come with the inner fender liner. I know some of them don't. People like to run those. I don't think they're a big deal, but they do make it look a little cleaner having that in the rear also. Now the bed, I got my accessory finally from my mat, and I got it in here, and it matches perfect, to the Rhino lining. But it's nice. It's a lot more. It's not going to scratch anything, and it's pretty thick, pretty heavy duty. So I'm kind of happy with that. And we'll go on to the next thing here. Okay, so one thing I wanted to add in there is running like some accessory lights, or nothing too crazy voltage, but instead of having to run a wire all the way from the battery, there are a couple little terminals in here that you can get that are always hot. So I run like construction lights, and I like them to be on even when the truck's off. So I just have this. There's actually a fuse right in here too. I added a fuse in line too, which you'd want to do so you don't short out anything. And that runs to my adapter, because these things don't have cigarette lighters ports, and so I got one of these in here. This one even will tell you the voltage you got, and then this cigarette lighter adapter runs up to my lights right here, which will flash if I flip them on. So not crazy voltage, so that power is okay. If you're running amp and subs, you'd want to run all the way the battery. And to kind of show you the trick of that, the battery's over here on most of them, and then back under here there's a grommet that you can kind of fish in and get your power back there. I did that on my Trail Boss, but if you don't need nothing crazy voltage and you're just wanting like a cigarette lighter adapter, you can do just this power right here under the dash. The other power you have is these, and I tried getting an adapter with the cigarette lighter. This doesn't have enough voltage to run those LED lights. This one has enough voltage, but the problem with this one, if you do a C to cigarette adapter, it only is on when the truck's on. So I was kind of stuck then, so that's why I just went with that little port there, and you have a few of them. So just wanted to show you guys that in case you were wanting to wire something. Now under your console, you do have the 110 there, which I did have an inverter and just had my lights plugged into that. But that is a cheat way to do it, but I went ahead and wired it the other way, and I'm real happy with that. So on to the next thing. All right, one other thing I should have mentioned about, if you do like to run these lights, they have these suction cups. Well, in my Trail Boss, I didn't have the slider, and so they were fine to run, but the slider goes this way and it would hit this grommet over here. So I just wanted to show you, I just made a little bracket and just have it kind of just, it's not even screwed to nothing, it's just resting on top of this frame, and it holds it. And then you have your suction cup on the other side, so that way my window will still slide and that cup won't be in the way. And to kind of show you these lights, my switch is right here, and it'll run different styles, but you can see them here through the tin of windows. So I like them on the inside, so it's kind of clean looking. But forgot to mention that if you have a slider, that was kind of my trick to that. Thank you.